Hey, how's it going, guys? EVA94 back again. Have another action figure review here for you. This is the Dragon Ball Super Dragon Stars series. This is Frieza First Form by Bandai of America. Here we have Frieza. On the side we have a nice image of Frieza, and on the back side we get a look at the complete rest of the wave. So as most of us know already, this wave does not have a Build-A-Figure. So that turned a lot of people away. But what they did do right, it was the character selection, and that is turning people in to look at this wave. This might very be the best wave that they put out character-wise. The first one, Frieza, hasn't been done before in any articulated 6-inch scale, so this is our first. I don't even think Jax or Irwin made one articulated. Like, I think they did do one, but it wasn't articulated much. It was like 3 points of articulation. It was like a statue almost. So I don't really count that. But this might very be the first articulated first form Frieza. I don't know what's taken Tamashi so long to release one for Figuarts, but hopefully that is due very soon. This looks great. I have to say, this looks good right off the bat. This might be their best figure for Dragon Stars that they've made so far. Now, their previous Frieza, the Golden Frieza, was actually really well done too. The sculpt and the paint was really well done. It still has some of the articulation issues, like no diaphragm or ab crunch, no torso articulation. But it's actually one of their best, I think. So let's take a look here. So we have this Frieza packed in like this, and we only get an extra pair of hands in one hand. So we have the fist pair on the figure itself. Then we have our standard open hands here that almost every figure comes with in the line. So we have our open hands, and then we have one hand that is kind of pointing. So that's it. I mean, something I really wish they would pack in is an extra head, especially since we are missing a Build-A-Figure. And if you hear notifications going on in the back, somebody's messaging me like crazy on Facebook right now. But excuse that. So yeah, it's missing the Build-A-Figure. Give us an extra piece. Give us an extra head. Please don't re-release this figure with a different head. There's no need. Just pack it in with this guy, you know? A screaming face would have been awesome. A face without the scouter attached would have been awesome. Maybe make the scouter removable. That would have been awesome too. A little things like this could have made this one almost a perfect figure for Dragon Stars. But even with those issues, it's still really good compared to what they've been putting out lately, which I haven't been a big fan of. So here we can take a closer look at the sculpt, and the face came out really good. So all the promo pics that you guys were looking at that looked very good, actually came out very good, you know, not like previous releases where the promos were so good and then the actual final product was garbage. They actually kind of stuck with it, at least with Frieza here. It looks good. The face looks good. There's the armor. I think the overall look is captured good. The proportions are good. I don't see anything wrong here, and the joints are tight, at least with my figure. They were very loose on my Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which worried me. For some reason that one's loose. Maybe it's just mine, but this one is actually really tight. It squeaks to the point, you know, it's tight to the point where it squeaks a little bit, which is good. We have a nice tail here that's very articulated. So let's take a look at the articulation here before I get sidetracked. So the head is on a swivel left and right. You can kind of tilt it a little bit. It doesn't look up. That's an issue. It does get hindered with the back of that head sculpt. So it doesn't look up as much as I would want it to. He will look down though, which is pretty good. And then we have the arms going forward as far as the armor pieces allow it to. So these don't remove like the SH Figuarts, you know, Scouter Vegeta. Those are kind of hinged. They hinge up and they remove, but these are fixed in there. So it only goes forward this far. So it does go in and out just fine. Also, as far as it allows it to here, which is a good range. We get a bicep swivel. We get a shoulder ball joint in there, kind of helps it a little bit with articulation. It's not a butterfly joint, but it's something. Get a double jointed elbow, it bends very good. We get a swivel at the wrist with a hinge there. No torso articulation. They gotta add that in at some point. We get a waist swivel. Doesn't really crunch forward and back too much, so it's really not there. The legs will kick forward this far. They kind of drop down, so it allows for a little bit more range. They go in and out. There you go. We get a thigh swivel, so you can see how that looks once it's all the way dropped down. There's a thigh swivel, double jointed knees here. Then we get an ankle that is on a hinge, and we get a pivot, and we get a ankle swivel. As for the tail, going to the back here, you can see it swivels here. We got a hinge, and then we have a cut in the middle where you can adjust the way you want to pose the tails. Right now I have it long. You can just twist it, and then you can have it curled up just like that. That's pretty cool. I like that. It just totally changed the pose of the tail just by swiveling it right there, and then you can swivel it this way and it's back to being the long version. And of course you can rotate it to this side if you wish. So I do like that, and I like that the ankles are tight enough to the point where it will hold the figure and it doesn't fall back, because it is a back heavy because of the tail. Of course, it's pretty solid plastic there. Alright, so let's check him out here next to Super Saiyan 4 Goku from the same wave. That's how he stacks up in size. He is supposed to be a little bit shorter. I do admit that his scale is a little big. He is a small guy, but I think he bigger in this form than the final form. I think he is a little bigger in this form, so I guess that's okay. So there he is next to Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And then if I were to put in an SH Figuarts Vegeta, I think Frieza is going to be a little bit out of scale. He might be a little too big, yeah. Now Vegeta is short too, but I think Vegeta is taller than Frieza. And of course he is taller here, but I think, I don't know, you guys tell me. You guys think Frieza is too big compared to an SH Figuarts Vegeta? He might, maybe if they made him a little bit smaller, it'd be a little more in scale. But then again, this is Dragon Stars. This is not Figuarts, so it's not meant to be posed with Figuarts. And then here is the legendary assassin Hit next to him, also Dragon Stars. One thing Dragon Stars is doing is making a lot of characters that haven't been made for Figuarts by Tamashii. I think eventually we'll get a Hit, we'll get a Jiren, we'll get a lot of these characters that we've been getting for Dragon Stars. Hopefully first form Frieza and Super Saiyan 4. I mean, like I said, Dragon Stars, what they're doing right is the character selection for sure. But there he is next to Hit. And there he is next to the Golden Frieza Dragon Stars, and this is the one that I was praising being one of the best ones that Dragon Stars has made. I mean, this first form Frieza is so good, it makes the Golden Frieza look not so great. But you see here the Golden Frieza is taller than this first form Frieza. Maybe that's out of scale too, because I could have swore that the final form Frieza / Golden Frieza form was very small and short, but I could be wrong. Let me know. So there you have it from my review of the first form Frieza for Dragon Stars by Bandai of America. I do want to point out real quick, there is a seam noticeable, very noticeable on the armor shoulder plates, but that's nitpicking at this point. I gotta give it to Bandai of America for this one. For as much crap as I give them for all their other figures, I think they did a great job with this figure for what they're known for, and me experiencing every single figure that they've released in hand, this is by far the best one they've done. And yes, he still has the lack of torso articulation, but this figure, I think it was just made for this body or for this type of articulation, because it's very thin. The thighs are thin. It's not like the baggy gi that Goku and Vegeta have. So when they use this articulation style for those legs, it doesn't really work. It's just too thick. I don't know, but it is good here. I mean, I can pose him fairly decent for what it is, and I'm glad that the joints are very tight here. But this is by far the best looking figure they've made overall, the best figure that they've made for their line. It looks great. It really does. They really did a good job with the sculpt and the colors and the paint and just the overall look for this Frieza. I mean, hopefully Tamashii is seeing what they did here, and you're like, you know what? I think we should make our first form Frieza now, and they're gonna kill it. Absolutely. If this is good looking, then I think, I mean, the Figure Arts one's gonna be amazing. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, have a great day. Bye.
That's crispy.